I Got the Hell Out does contain explicit content that might not be suitable for some listeners, such as children, those that easily get offended, and we do recommend that listeners at work put your earbuds in if you have coworkers around.
And if you like the show, please spread the word by telling as many people as you can. Would also appreciate if you would subscribe, rate, hopefully with 5 stars, and review the podcast on iTunes. You can find us there as well as on Stitcher and Overcast. You can follow us on Twitter at WasInACult, on Facebook at I Got the Hell Out, and on Instagram at I Got the Hell Out with an underscore after each word. You can contact us through our website at IGotTheHellOut.com.
Hi guys.
Good morning, it's Laura.
And it's Deb, and it's 11 o'clock in another episode of I Got the Hell Out. A little better today. We're not up as early.
Yeah, we've done earlier.
We've done
a lot earlier.
Way earlier.
How was your weekend?
And my weekend was wonderful. Wonderful. Went to Stacy's graduation party. And check this out.
Oh my God, a syringe pen.
Yes, and she was giving these away as...
Is she a nurse? Did she graduate from...
She took a stab at nursing.
Ah!
Get it? Ha. Congratulations, girl.
Congratulations.
So proud of you. Went to the Pickle Fest.
How was it?
It was wonderful.
Did they have fried pickles?
They had fried everything.
Oh my God.
And everything was pickle flavor. I don't like pickle
that could
flavor.
be good or bad. I don't know.
I had chicken on a stick with a nice big egg roll and some rice and I had ice cream afterwards.
Oh my, pickle flavored?
No.
Well, you said everything was pickle flavored.
I was gonna get a funnel cake too, but they were pickle flavored. You didn't have a choice in that. It was chopped up in it.
Ooh, I love pickles, but no.
Everything was pickle flavor.
Beer?
They had pickle flavor beer.
I was joking.
They did.
Oh my God.
But they also had like Icy Light and some other things. I had a mimosa.
Ooh.
It was good. I've never had one before.
Oh, really?
And it was not pickle flavor.
Oh, they're good.
And it rocked my world.
You know what? We should have those whenever we do another morning episode.
Okay, well, our next episode will be a beer drinking episode.
That's right, because it's going to be Thursday night.
Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we have a holy water as our
drink?
Kool-Aid today.
Okay.
It comes from you. You probably don't even remember.
I forgot all about it.
Duh. Do you need medication for that?
For what?
For not ever remembering anything.
Nope.
Do they make medication for that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Comes from you. It's an ounce of vodka, an ounce of rum, half an ounce of peach schnapps, and 4 ounces of lemonade Kool-Aid, and you splash it off with some pineapple juice.
And there's your holy water.
There's your holy water, guaranteed to get rid of the demons.
That and your bells.
I guess so. I forgot about the bells.
Demon bells. See, you're forgetting shit too.
Do you know how hard I've fought to forget most of this stuff?
I know.
So, yeah. I always ask you to go to concerts with me. Mm-hmm. And you always turn me down. Mm-hmm. Okay? Anybody out there, these guys are like taking the world by storm, and they're called The Who, H-U.
I was like, the what? I was like, I didn't know they're touring.
No, H-U. It's Mongolian death metal, and it is amazing.
There's no way in hell.
Come on, it's November 18th.
No.
Please go with me.
No.
We can headbang, have fun.
No. I'm too old to headbang. I'm going to Queen, though, this Wednesday.
Anyway. Okay, well, let's see what we have here. You wanted to give a shout out to Misha H.
Yes.
The last episode wasn't even out for like 3 minutes, and she was liking it.
That was awesome.
It was. It really was. Excuse me. How come I can never find what I'm looking for?
I don't know. Because it's blame it on being early.
I don't know. I have pastor's bread sacks.
Oh, okay.
Would you like some pastor's bread sacks?
I always want pastor bread sacks.
These are a little hard to read, okay? Because see, look how long this one is.
Oh my God. That fit on a bread sack?
There must have been a loaf of French bread. I don't know.
Big baguette.
Big baguette. Okay. A work is on in these last days, unveiling Satan and her ways, exposing deception, teaching truth, cutting down sin at its roots. Oh, this one's
like
a
Dr.
poem.
Seuss. It's like Dr. Seuss.
This one's a poem.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish.
Okay, there's only one who does this. It's the high priest that will assist. You have strength that's still in you. The doors will open. You'll pull through. So don't give up. Just keep going. You'll reach the world with this message. You were hidden for these last days. You brought back God's name. You will usher in God's kingdom with the help of King Jesus. Your labor is not in vain. Through you, little man, God's glorified.
What happened to the rhyme?
I don't know.
I guess they gave up.
They started strong.
It was so Dr. Seussy.
Okay, this one I imagine coming from some woman who put his bread in the sack.
An image I don't want to see. Okay.
Blessed are we who are called to the tree of life, to be taught the truth about the laws and the prophecies by the greatest teacher in all the world, the one sent you little man.
Good Lord.
So I'm assuming these women are writing on his bread sacks. Someone tried to get creative and rhyme.
That's a lot for his bread sack.
Oh, my. Would you like a quote from Little Man?
I sure would.
You can grow in God's knowledge and you can be saved.
That's it?
Yeah, that was
short and sweet.
That was back in January of 16. You know, maybe he's getting his little mottos a little shorter now. I don't know. Ours was always, if it's not forever, we don't want it. And then by the end, I didn't want it. We all didn't want it. We was fleeing like rats from a sinking ship.
Ugh.
So, yeah. Did you know that damn it, I'm mad, spelled backwards is damn it, I'm mad?
Oh,
Thinking about it.
Little palindrome going on there.
Okay, yeah. I get really mad when I have to read some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I saw that the other day. Damn it, I'm mad. And I was like, wow, it's the same forward and backwards. I have too much time on my hands.
Apparently so.
Okay, I need a small sip for this because, you know, he just runs on and on and on, right?
Yeah, no periods, no commas.
Excuse me. This is apparently like right after I left because it was from back in 03.
Okay.
You'd be a fool if you couldn't see what the nations are preparing out there with guided missiles and nuclear bombs. How did the prophets know it would be in this time period or would be at this particular time period when a stupid Okie was born in Oklahoma and started a work of God that said would run right along with this time period? How did they possibly know they were going to have nuclear war at that time and called it the last generation? They said this is going to finish the work of God right here. How could they know that? I think it would take an idiot to not start believing and start overcoming. Did any of that make sense?
No, all I know is he's calling other people idiots.
He called himself a stupid Okie that was born in Oklahoma. At least he admitted he's stupid.
Can't argue.
That 5th grade education will get you there every time. Yeah, that was back in 03. We have to backtrack here for a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, remember Emma, 16 years old, spit my coffee across the room with your... Out. Sometimes adults just need to drink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I answered her privately on that thread.
Okay.
And she's smart, she's intelligent, she knows all about Jonestown.
Ah.
Okay. She was more interested in the why and how much it takes to get drunk and why people do it. And I wrote some stuff out, but the more I thought about it, I don't think I'm really qualified to give that kind of advice. So anybody out there who's underage and wondering about this kind of stuff, find a trusted adult. I mean, even if it's not your parent, a counselor, a friend, your grandma, aunt. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Am I wrong in giving this advice?
No.
Because we're all curious about stuff, and sometimes you can really screw your life up by going, gee, what is this?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My advice to anybody who can listen to me, don't try heroin. Okay. That should not even need to be said. But it does. Do you know that?
No, it does. Absolutely.
Cult Baby got stabbed by the cereal bowls last week.
How is he doing?
He's doing fine. I'm taking the stitches out when I go home.
You are.
I love taking stitches out. Anyway, and I got 14 of them to pull. Anyway.
Good times.
We have our own ambulance in our own little town, and they sent a neighboring town ambulance, and we were talking to the ambulance driver, and it's because there's just been a really bad batch of shit going on around in our area, and it's everywhere. But he actually smiled and said that it was nice to go on an actual emergency where somebody's hurt and needed help.
And not an overdose?
And not an overdose.
Oh, my God.
Or finding some... in my town, if you hear the alarm, the fire alarm going off anywhere from like 6:30 to around 9.
At night?
In the morning.
In the morning, okay.
That's usually because somebody didn't wake up.
Oh, my God.
So, people, please, I'm begging you, don't try heroin. And anything else, talk to other people. Talk to somebody. You got anything to add to this, Laura?
No, that's good advice.
And by the way, Emma and all you underage people, you got your whole lives to screw it up. Seriously, don't
start early.
I had an underage DUI with no insurance, and I screwed my shit up for a long time. Thank you, Mom. My mom didn't really bail me out. I went 3 years without a driver's license. I had to pay off.
Oh my God!
I had to pay off a car I never drove because I didn't have insurance. So they put a lien against my driver's license. And until you pay it off, you don't get it back.
Holy shit.
Yeah, don't screw your lives up. Oh, and you guys have wonderful Ubers and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, it's so easy to, like drunk driving, it's not worth it.
No.
For so many reasons.
No,
For so many reasons.
The last concert I went to was with Metallica, and I took Jesse, and we got dropped off, and we Ubered it home. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so easy. I mean... You just pull out your phone. There's your app. There's your Uber.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? It's not even like you need to look for a payphone anymore.
And if you do these services, don't ask them, are you so-and-so? You have to make them ask who they're picking up.
Don't you have to check the license plate too?
I don't know. I've only been in one.
Okay.
Anyway, you guys have your whole lives to wreck stuff. You're not going to go with me. Oh, that Area 51 where everybody's storing it?
Yes.
For some strange reason, they made me an admin of this page at one point.
Of the main one?
Well, I have a friend named Ryan that's in the state that I used to be in. Mm-hmm. He was not in the cult, but he was asking to get into the group.
The Area 51 group?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And it was like when someone asks to get in the I Got the Hell Out group.
Yeah.
It pops up, they're asking to get in, and I'm like...
You were an admin?
I have the screenshots
to
show him asking to get in.
How did that happen?
I don't know. But here's the crazy part. There's 3 people in the town I live in that's in this group. Mm-hmm. 4 people on my friends list that are in this group. 3 ex-cult members are in this group.
Oh, my God.
Because it'll show you in a group who is in the group. Who you... Yeah. So are we going to see some aliens? You can't be talked into anything, can you? Look at you.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to take off days from work to go look for aliens. They can't
stop us all, Laura.
Oh my God.
And my favorite meme is from, God, what's that movie where all he does is hold the little stick and it flashes your memory? It's... Is
it Men in Black?
Yes! I had a brain fart. I got flashed with the stick.
You got flashed.
Yeah, my favorite meme is all these people rushing Area 51 and there's one guard, and there he is with his little blinky stick and all gone.
All gone.
But seriously, do you watch Stranger Things?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just finished. I forgot.
Season 3?
I forgot about it. So I binged 2 whole seasons in 2 whole days. Okay?
Don't tell me about season 3. I'm not done.
Okay. My only kind of real fear about this storming Area 51, what if they actually find the upside down world and unleash the Demogorgon? Seriously.
That's some scary stuff.
Have you people thought about this who's storming Area 51? You could release the Demogorgon. Is that something we really want? Oh, gosh.
Stranger Things is so good.
Yeah, anyway. I think you have something to read.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry to go off on a tangent there. Life is just ridiculous sometimes.
I know.
Can you imagine being the poor guy who started the Facebook group just as a joke?
Oh, yeah, now he's like...
Hey, it's a real joke when you put, something funny out there and all of a sudden you got a mob of 3 million people.
God. Oh, my...
Okay, on to the darker side. What do you have for us?
Okay, I found a website that is just a treasure trove of stuff.
Okay.
So here's the name of the website. I'm not going to say it.
Oh, yeah. This is by an ex-member.
Do you know who it is? He or she? Or...
I do.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I will have to contact them.
Do they listen to this podcast?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not even sure if they're on Facebook.
I was just going to say, are they in the group?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you let everybody in.
I know.
And you talk about me forgetting stuff.
I thought you meant the ex-members group, because...
Oh, no, I meant our group.
we have lots of groups.
Oh, okay.
So...
Okay. But this is an ex-member.
That's an ex-member.
Okay.
And they've been doing their best to speak out, but, most of it gets shoved under the carpet. You have to be looking for it.
Yep.
And by the way, you're holding propaganda. According to the cult, if you read this, you're going to hell.
Bummer. Okay. Okay. It is called Little Man, the man worshipped at the cult. The goal of this site is to reveal the truth about Little Man and his state-incorporated 501c3 Christian church called The Cult, and his secular program called The Solution That's Peaceful, by providing solid proofs, truths, testimonies, and other historical evidence to back up the whole truth about Little Man and his religious cult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
This site will reveal the mental abuse that many ex-members have had to endure in this religious mind control cult.
How much times have I talked about mental abuse in that place? How?
Like every episode.
Keep going.
Yep, it'll talk about that, as well as the current members. Its location in the state is in the heart of that state, and is the talk of shame in the region and the community. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
That's all you got? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We attempt in every way to reveal to you, the reader, the truth about a man of sin, a son of perdition, who sits as the mighty one in the corporate cult whose name is Little Man. His true intentions for those who may join his church or who follow his character education program is to get control of every aspect of their life.
And dime. Don't forget, he wants every
dime.
Oh,
we get to that. We get to that. Make no assumptions of any righteousness about this man. Just because he uses the name God and the Creator or professes to teach the truth, he is a mixture of religious truth and lies, which makes him very dangerous.
Well, that's funny because he says that's what other churches are, the whorehouses. They're a mixture of righteousness and evil. That's what tickles your ears.
Oh.
Yeah, it tickles your ears. That's why they don't have a band. They're not going to beat the drums and strum them guitars just to make your ears like what you hear.
Oh, you just have to listen to it whether you like it or not?
Yeah, you have to listen to Little Man. They don't have bands like, the progressive.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because he's the pot calling the kettle black, like down to, they hand you that pamphlet. What is it called?
Oh my God. Whenever
and they're telling you why they're not.
Oh my God. When I opened that box of propaganda that you brought over, and the first pamphlet was, what is a cult? I mean, I almost peed my pants laughing. I'm like, of all things for them to publish.
Well, they have to explain why they're not and why everybody else is.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Usually, if you have to explain why you're not something, you generally are. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Many have fallen for his mixed Old New Testament teachings, which on the outside seem so right, yet they do not realize this is the trap he has set for them. His proclamation is, you must live by the 613 laws of God, in no way qualifies him as a righteous teacher of the Torah. He does not practice what he preaches. If you do assume he is righteous by his teachings, then he has accomplished his goal of ensnaring you into his web of deceit and lies. He is an excellent religious salesman whose mixture of part truth, part lie requires the serious Bible student to carefully examine his doctrines in order to see through his clever misuse of concordance, lexicon misinterpretation, and mistranslation.
Exactly.
Most of who leave or get kicked out of his church are the serious Bible students who, through intense study of Bible doctrines, have their eyes opened to see enough of his lies and deception.
That was when they kicked all the doctors, the 5 elders, out. Because they were, I mean, the letter that they wrote to him was pages thick. And they were basically saying, you know, all reverence to God, we're not trying to usurp your authority, but we don't understand what you're teaching. It's not going along the lines of the scriptures.
So they weren't, they were just questioning it, like in all honesty, questioning.
In all honesty, because we were supposed to live by every word that came out of God's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And little man would twist things. Or he would search the interlinears, concordances, till he found something that fit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And they were basically just asking him, you know, what's going on? Why are you teaching this? Why is this being done this way? And they all got excommunicated. Remember the cult down the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Pecan Grove?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one. That's
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
2 cults right across. It was like dueling cults, that feast.
Oh my God. So basically, anytime they would call him out, they got excommunicated because he couldn't answer them.
Well, this was a large enough group, and it was elders. And see, all these elders lived out of town. So they had their own mini congregations that they, like, we lived in South Carolina. And Kenny got the information. We went to the feast. And we're just going to call him Elder Pebble.
Okay. Just reminds me of the Flintstones.
Elder Pebble. He was from, him and his family were from that area. And, like, we would gather on the Sabbath and listen to the week before's tape. Remember cassette tapes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
$3 a tape back then. Can you believe that?
You would think that if it was so important, it would be free.
Nothing there's free.
I'm just saying, like...
You were amazed that there was a 10-cent sticker on the back of my bookmark.
That was insane.
10 cents. They couldn't just even give you a bookmark. Everything had a price on it. I'm surprised they didn't have pay toilets.
Oh, well, I'm sure they just didn't think of it.
You know what? That's hard to do when there's no doors.
Okay.
Yeah. Use toilets and no doors. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Always interrupting. Keep reading.
No, interrupt. Okay. Let's see. At this point of their studies, they usually question him or his elders about their scriptural error, and then they either get kicked out of the church or leave before he can take any more of their money or destroy their lives.
Yeah, but see, these elders that got excommunicated as a group were trying to expose what he was doing, as it wasn't scriptural. Why are you doing this? And it's what the man wanted, not what was scriptural. And I don't even remember what it was. I'm sure we got the excommunication letter somewhere, but most of it is just full of Bible references and stuff and whatnot. But yeah, those were pretty powerful elders because, like I said, they were out of town and they had their own mini congregations who they then had questioning the main group because, like, at first we didn't live down there and all of our information came from Elder Pebble.
Sorry. Oh my God.
I hope the ex-members are getting a kick out of it because they know exactly who I'm talking about. I know most of his family is gone. I don't know if Elder Pebble's still there or not. There's an ex-member who listens to us, and unfortunately, there's usually somebody in one person in every family that stays, and Gosh, she hasn't seen her sister in years and years and years and years and years, and she just stays there. Get out, Christy, get out. I'm done.
Okay.
Well, it's heartbreaking.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like letting you go, because it is just.
I mean, we talked about Billy last week, and his oldest daughter is still there, and she's coming up on the 30-year mark.
Oh dear Lord.
She has kids that the rest of the family, they don't even know what their names are. I think she has 7, 8, 9 kids now, and yeah, some of her kids have left. The rest of Billy's family has some contact with them. But some of them, his family's never even met. Doesn't even know their names.
Oh, my God.
They're in the cult. Some people just never escape. They like Billy's wife. She knew she was going to die there. There's a lot of people that die there because they're just so mindset that if I leave, I'm going to hell. That's another thing that I meant to add last week, that, you know, your family's trying to pull you out, okay? So now the cult is teaching you that their eyes aren't open yet. They're not being called to have the position that you are. So if you leave knowing what you know and go back to your family, ha ha ha, I left the cult, whatever, you're going to burn in hell, and your family's going to go to heaven because you knew the truth. They weren't called.
Gotcha.
And you'll be gone. So that's another mind fuckery that they use to keep you there, that you know the truth. And there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of late nights. We'd be sitting around towards the end or other people's ends, and they're going, but what if it's real? What if he speaks the truth? And it's like, he doesn't. He lies.
There's always that what if in the back of your mind.
People always have that what if. And I had to teach my children early on not to live by what ifs. Because what ifs suck. You can fill your brain with what ifs.
Oh, yeah.
What if I get in a wreck going to Laura's? What if I get a flat tire? Well, what if somebody jumps in my car at the light? I mean, I could be terrified to drive. Do you know?
You wouldn't leave your house. You wouldn't even move around in your house. You would just...
And when we left the cult, my children were so full of what ifs. What if the kids make fun of my name? What if they know where I came from? And it's some things you have to address, but you can't fill your head with what ifs, because you deal with what's happening right here, right now. And if one of those what ifs pops up, you deal with it then. You don't scramble your brains trying to figure stuff out that most likely will never happen. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a hard one for me to break, and my kids helped me break it in myself. We don't do what ifs. Unless you're packing for vacation. Well, what if it rains?
Well, right.
Okay, well, then we need to pack some rain gear, okay?
Well, I think there's, like, smart, I guess practical's the word, what ifs.
Right.
Like, that's a practical one.
Right. But when you're leaving a cult, what if is not the best thing in your head.
It's going to be so difficult, though.
Everybody, your mind is your own prison, and a lot of people are held there mentally, you know. I always ask people, you know, do you know about so-and-so? Do you know about so-and-so? And there's another family that everybody has left, except for the one mother. And she's another diehard. And she's not doing well physically and health-wise. And, I mean, she's an older lady. But the one daughter that's left there, the only reason she is there is so that her mom doesn't die alone.
Oh, my gosh.
Or in the hopes that, you know, maybe mom will get really senile and can yank her out of there.
Oh, my God. So whenever the mom passes, do you think the daughter will leave?
I'm hoping so. I can't.
Well, I'm saying, like,
I can't
do you
say
think
100%,
that,
but
right.
I think so.
Okay.
I've had several people tell me that they think that's the only reason that she stays, is because this woman, the rest of the family is either, I think her husband died, and the rest of the family's gone. So.
Oh, man.
I know her one daughter, I was rooting, because see, Jessie was supposed to marry this little girl when we met, and they were just like best friends. But we got the hell out, and I thought she was going to get married off to, you know, some pedophiles, and come to find out, family got out. I was very happy.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And we're way off topic. Would you like to read
That's
some
okay.
more?
Okay, so this goes in all caps. He has no formal Hebrew schooling, which should be the first warning sign of those who examine his works.
Do you know some people make scarves out of red flags and just ignore them?
Oh, red flags flying everywhere.
Yeah, and they're just tying them around their neck, making a scarf out of them, going, oh, this is nice.
Do.
5th grade education, guys, come on.
After all, and you just got way ahead of me here. After all, how can someone with a 5th grade education interpret and translate the Hebrew language when he can't even use a strong concordance properly, nor understand the English language, much less the Hebrew?
I'm telling you, he had a lot of his elders do his legwork for him. The smart ones, not the dumb ones, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But they would spend hours poring over scriptures and books and all these other books I mentioned and other Hebrew stuff and whatnot. And like they tried to incorporate as much Hebrew as they could into everything. You know, Lamudja class and oh God, what was the school called? I don't remember, but they had a special name for the school.
The Hebrew name?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why you get a culty name that's Hebrew, but mine's made up. Joke's on you, haha.
Okay. Just for the record, if he is an expert of translation of the Hebrew language, then why isn't there any Jewish converts at his church?
Keep going.
Why aren't the scholars lined up at his door seeking his help?
Well, apparently they are during the peace conferences, you know.
Oh,
everybody wants his
around
help.
the world, that's right.
And he's over in Israel talking peace with them. He's probably talking in their native language.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God. All of his members, including Little Man, are former Christians who came to a corporate cult to learn Judaic Torah teachings with a bit of New Testament messianic teachings thrown in for good measure.
Yeah, don't forget we picked a little bit out of the Jehovah's Witnesses, and we picked a little bit, you know, out of this religion, a little bit out of that.
Pick and choose.
Yeah. Hey, like I told you, when Confessions came out, everybody was walking around going, what are we, Catholic now? What the hell is this shit? And in all honesty, all ex-members agree that the Confessions came out so that they would all have dirt on us.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know, the woman who used to do the books, she's like off the map. She don't have nothing to do with nobody. Because I'm sure even if she turned them in for cooking the books, they're going to turn right around and go, well, we didn't know this. Mm-hmm. It's all on her. And then she faces jail time.
Right.
You know? Good Lord, we all face jail time out there for one thing or another. Did I just say that out loud?
Oops. Oh, God, where did I leave off?
I don't know. Hurry up.
I
forget what I said.
Okay. Many people who came to his church attempted to learn the laws of the Old Testament and from Little Man's teachings. However, they were duped by Little Man, who uses Old Testament teachings as a way to draw in the unsuspecting Bible student and make them into his personal slaves.
Oh, yeah. This dude writes well, doesn't he?
He does. So instead of helping people, he does the opposite with his teachings. He breaks up families, steals life savings, and destroys people's faith in the Bible.
Yeah, that's just the topping on. That's the sprinkles on the icing that he does. People die. People end up hating family members. Some family members have left and have passed away before their other members get out, so they never see each other again. I'm telling you what, I don't hate a lot of people in life, but that's one person who does not deserve forgiveness in any way, shape, or form, because he is a narcissist of the biggest kind that I have ever met, and he ruins people.
Well, he knows what he's doing. That's what it comes down to.
Yes. He's like one of those people that are really good at their job torturing people, like the Nazi people that mm-hmm. like Mengele, that was his job to like torture people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody, one of them. There was a doctor of nothing but pure torture.
Yeah.
And they come in and they pull out all their instruments and like you're pissing yourself because you know you're about to be awake for hours and
getting tortured
to death. And this guy's grinning and loving every minute of it. And that's Little Man. What can I make these people do next? They love me. He loves the power trip. Sorry.
Do not be sorry.
I haven't had coffee yet. Does it
How
show?
is that even possible? How is that possible?
Anyway, go ahead.
What Little Man does is not a reflection of the Old Testament or biblical teachings, but instead is a reflection of himself, the articulate, manipulative con artist who uses mixed Old and New Testament teachings to entrap people in his deceptive world of biblical mistranslation.
Yep.
There are many false preachers like him that use the Bible and religion to bilk people out of their money, free labor, and private property.
You got to admit he's good at it, though.
Oh, he's damn good at it.
He's not Joel O. good. You know, yeah.
He doesn't have his own plane, right? Not that you know of.
Well, not that I know of, but, you know, Little Man, you'll never be Joel O. big. And I don't like that man either, but I like him better than you. And that took a lot for me to admit.
I was going to say,
Ooh.
And in this researcher's opinion, Little Man is one of the best that he has ever encountered. Through his religion, he has become a millionaire, while the majority of his followers live in poverty and struggle to feed their families.
They live in squalor, is what I can tell you.
Well, Middleman's like living high off the hog.
Oh, yeah, I talked to Nuke. Hi, Nuke. Nuke lived behind the press room when he first moved down there, okay? And he was in a shitty little beat up, one of the travel trailers that it's big enough that you walk in and there's the seat and there's the table. And then when you want to go to bed, you put the table down.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And, you know, there were some shelves for possessions and books, of course, and clothes and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, they have some of these people live in shacks. So, yeah.
And that's okay with Little Man.
Hey, remember, if God deems Little Man to have a gold bathtub, he is as righteous and he gets his gold bathtub. Maybe I should be more righteous and I'll get one too.
And you get one too.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, it says, this site exposes, quote, the man behind the name, who at the state incorporated cult is Little Man and his loyal officials whose lifelong commitment is to promote himself. Many brave people have come forward to testify and reveal the truth of what happened to them at the cult.
Yeah, and everybody gets squashed, but guess what? They didn't squash us. We're still rolling.
That's right. Their truth should be a warning sign to the truth-seeking Bible students about the dangers of mind control cult leaders such as Little Man. The people you read about here testify of the real, truthful stories of their contact with Little Man and his corporate cult organization. I love how they keep referring to it as a corporate cult.
It is, because it's right. A 503c.
Yeah.
They're legally a religious organization in a church, and they don't have to pay taxes. And I can tell you that, you know, what brought Al Capone down?
Tax evasion.
I have been told by several people that if all of us ex-members start writing to the IRS and contacting the IRS and letting them know how much money they're missing out on, that they're being very fraudulent in what they're doing, that might get somebody to look at them. Anybody out there work for the IRS? I mean, how many listeners we got?
Exactly. Someone's got to work for the IRS.
Or know somebody who does. Their husband, their cousin, their aunt, their friend. Yeah, you people are being bilked out of a lot, them thinking that they're, you know, a church. They ain't no church. They're a house of hell. Okay?
No.
Is your eyebrow goes up?
Yeah, just...
Got a lot of venom today. I'm sorry.
Do not apologize.
Keep reading.
The people you read about here testify of the real, truthful stories of their contact with Little Man. Oh, I think I already did. This website was established to allow ex-members an outlet to share their stories and expose the man behind the name. This website is also here for you to provide any detailed information that you might be willing to share about your experiences with Little Man and the cult, in order for those who seek the truth may be enlightened and his deception revealed. There is a passage in Scripture that says, there are some men who must be stopped who destroy the whole house of God. This is not talking about a church, but the physical bodies called temples of the living God. Little Man has destroyed many of them, and he must be stopped.
We're trying.
The author of this website has spent 25 years thoroughly researching and investigating Little Man's life, his false doctrinal teachings, and his mind control program. Throughout the years, the author has spent countless hours with his family and spent many long hours of his personal time with Little Man. He actually served as a deacon, an elder, a judge, and is it Kohan? Kohan. What is that exactly again?
A judge of some sort, the highest judge of some sort, some holy thing. They keep giving him labels. Remember, the bitch I love to hate. She's like the high.
Oh yeah.
Whatever she is.
Yeah, there's some title that they made up.
Yeah, instead of giving you a raise at work with actual money, they throw a title at you.
Woo!
Give you a new office chair. Do you know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say a new office. No, just a chair.
Yeah, just new office chair, title.
Some fancy pens.
Yeah, and hey, then they don't have to give you the raise you wanted.
Oh my God.
They do the same thing there. The kingdom's not coming. It's still 3.5 years. 3.5 years.
Here's your new chair.
Oh, we used to have our own personal chairs in the sanctuary. And these people made covers for them so that, nobody's dirty ass would sit on your chair and contaminate it, right? On one of the ex-members page, somebody shared something, and it was the sanctuary, but they have all these tables lined up now, kind of like it's a college lecture. And we were all wondering, is it so empty in there that they now have tables to make it look fuller?
Yeah.
And like you're actually being scholarly with all these books
so
and
it
papers?
Looks good.
Or was it a photo setup? We're not sure.
Oh, good point.
We need some new members to flake away from that place and find us.
Flake away.
Flake away. Come on.
Flake away like some dandruff.
Yeah, and then find the ex-members and tell us what crazy kind of shit's going on these days. The closest I got's Billy, who left 4 or 5 years ago. So.
Well, that's kind of recent.
Yeah, but I haven't had any other ones since then.
Come on, people.
We need some more flake. Keep
Let's say the author built two homes on the almost 50-acre compound, and like most zealous converts, never expected to leave. Since his departure in 2008, Little Man has managed to steal his property, his 2 oldest sons, and tried to ruin him financially.
Oh, I got an update on this. Okay.
On this author.
I know who this is.
Okay.
Okay. And dude, I have to get a hold of you. I don't know if he listens or not. I did not like him much. He was an elder that I did not like, okay? But then again, people's personalities were very different because of the roles you had to play, okay? I don't know how much of this I can go into, but his entire family, except for, I don't know. He had 2, okay? But his first wife finally left that place. Finally left. Oh my God, she finally left. That makes me so happy.
That's great.
Her only regret is that she has a son that's still there.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think she said he's an elder. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm not giving names or nothing. I'm just telling you, I know the people involved, and yeah, he still has some children out there. So, I think the one son left, but one is still there. But everybody else is out. He's out.
That's good.
Trips me out that he still lives in the town.
I don't know.
I don't even want to go to that town. It creeps me out. I'm afraid they'd be popping out of the woodwork at me. Keep reading.
Okay. Since then, the author has made it a lifelong mission to investigate and expose Little Man and his Wild West religious show.
Nice.
And reveal all of the lies he can uncover. He has traveled throughout the country speaking with many who know Little Man, some of them for over 50 years. None of his living relatives nor former associates have said one good word about Little Man.
No, remember he used to be riding his donkey and his floppy hat and skinning cats and selling the meat over in the poor side of town.
Oh.
I want to know who interviewed this person and they remember this. Anyway.
They all repeat the same statement. He is a con artist of biblical proportions,
Yep.
a shrewd businessman,
Yep.
a sexual deviant / predator,
Yep.
and a criminal.
Yep.
Many of his ex-wives and concubines will not talk or give their story to the author
They're scared shitless.
because of the fear, intimidation, and shame that Little Man has placed in their minds.
Okay, pedophile elder that's spending time, or pedophile elder that they set a place for at every Seder meal and shit.
Ugh, yeah.
That's got 30 years for molesting his stepdaughter. Proven guilty, right?
Right.
She was trying to sue the cult because they're a 503c. Which, just like in the Catholic Church, if you do go to Catholic Church, don't you?
Yeah.
The priest is messing with Sammy. You know this is going on. You go to whoever's over your priest.
Right.
And it's like, this is going on. And they sweep it under the carpet.
Oh, just like they've been doing for decades and decades?
I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, okay. Now, this poor girl who has been molested by her stepfather, who is in fucking jail, recruiting more pedophiles for that place, she really deserved to be monetarily compensated. She fucked in her head for life, okay? Love her to death. She's trying to get her shit together. Girl, get your shit together. But I actually was contacted by the attorney that was going to be suing them. And I'm like, aren't you people afraid of these people? And he's like, we've taken on some mobsters and this and that. And I'm like, okay then. But strange things started happening to her family's vehicles and other stuff.
Just, quote, happened, right?
Yeah, like her aunt's wheel just kind of fell off and was going past the car one day. You know, she's driving down her road to get... Yeah. And she's been warned and stuff. And guess who doesn't have a lawsuit anymore?
Oh.
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal?
Yeah, it is. But, I mean, I guess it's one of those things where, like, try to prove it, you know? Just playing devil's advocate.
I wish I could prove everything I know. I really do. Hold out both your hands, wish in one, shit in the other, and see which one fills first. That's a quote from Asshole Father Bill. As a kid growing up...
oh, God, okay.
As a kid growing up, I'd be like, I wish I could have whatever. And he'd look at me and snort and go, hold out both your hands, wish in one, shit in the other, see which one fills first.
Thanks, Dad.
Wonderful father. And that, do you hear the sarcasm? See it dripping?
And I see the look on your face.
Just another lovely reason that man's not in my life. Carry on.
See. Many have tried to go on with their lives and choose to forget their horrid past.
Yep.
However, recently, his ex-wife, we'll just call her first initial, Kay, wrote a book of her life with Little Man, which is nothing more than a nightmare of life with a sexual sociopathic deviant.
Yeah, we promoted that book way back in the beginning.
Yep, and it just says here, you'll find a link on the website to the book. Make no mistake, Little Man is dangerous to anyone who enters into his inner world of control.
Oh, I'm telling you, he's like a trapdoor spider. Come on in, and then you never leave.
His pattern of sin is evident by the many testimonies that you will read on this website. What amazes the author is that Little Man was able to deceive him for so many years and hide his true identity.
Oh, by the way, dude, I'm assuming you're a pretty decent fellow now. Yeah.
Sounds like, yeah.
I didn't like any of that. There's a lot of people I didn't like, and I think it's because of the roles that they had to play, the hardness, the shit, the front they had to put up. Keep reading.
Of course, he did this with many people, including his former wives. This is the life and way of a psychotic sociopath. These type of individuals could fool their own mother, wife, children, and friends.
Yeah.
Through the years, the author has personally seen Little Man fool many highly educated people, such as doctors, lawyers, engineers, psychiatrists, and many other college-educated individuals that have entered his church only to have their money stolen and, in some cases, their lives ruined.
And that's where I told you that he picks up on, you're a pharmacist. You would be useful to him because you could get drugs. Or you would be able to do whatever you do. Okay?
Yeah.
Down to, they have their own medical, loose quotes, trailer. That they have. They're close to another country. Okay?
Yeah.
And let's just say they have people that go to this other country because you can, some places, the town is in both. Do you know what I mean?
God, yeah.
On the border.
Yeah.
And he has people buying thousands upon thousands of dollars worth of medical supplies, pharmaceuticals, whatever they use. And of course they're stockpiling for, the end of the world. But, if you're bringing back pain pills, or I'm not even going to give a name. Well, let's just call them Vicodin.
Let's just call them that.
Let's just call them Vicodin.
Let's just call them that.
Because apparently you can go to this other country and you can buy some of this stuff over the counter. Okay? But you can only buy so much of it.
Right.
But if you go every day and keep buying it.
And send a couple people.
There you go. Just my personal opinion. Maybe they're running a pill factory out that place now. Making money that way.
No, they wouldn't do that.
I don't know. I heard from a couple of people that, I'll have to show you my bottle of vanilla. I have a quart of a half gallon, a quart of vanilla, okay? Mm-hmm. That's from another country, that country. And it is the best freaking vanilla. I've had it for almost 20 years. And it's only half gone. And you only use like a quarter of the amount of what a recipe calls for because it is so strong. Pure. So, yeah, this other country, you can get good, better shit and stuff off the shelves. And, yeah. Excuse me. So.
Right. Well, that's it for this week for that. There's a ton more.
Oh, we're done reading the article?
We're done that for today. But look at this picture of little man on the website.
He's got egg
on his face.
Okay. Little man got egg on his face. Oh, and they're claiming that they're now the Western light that never goes out. Whatever that means. We are the Western light. The Western light that never goes out.
Sort of like Motel 6.
Leave the
light on for you.
Okay, they must have done this one around the 4th of July. Because remember, there was a couple times I couldn't get back to my screenshots. And when I was perusing their shit. Yeah. Okay. This was back in 2008. He goes, go to those firecracking benefits and watch all those firecrackers go up and go pop. Watch it all, and you'll leave there as miserable as you were when you came seeking some kind of entertainment. It's vanity, as one of the prophets said. It's all vanity.
Oh, yeah, him speaking, yeah.
Firecracking benefits.
Oh, my God.
Was he talking about fireworks?
Oh, my God, because it's a benefit.
We took the kids to Disney as a last trip, ditch effort.
When you were still married, you mean?
Right before I was getting ready to file for divorce, before I found out about all kinds of shit.
So
right?
Disney was allowed?
No.
Wait, so wait, Kenny went?
You get, when you're backed into a corner, you sometimes you just don't know what's going to come out.
Okay, right.
And my grandparents lived in Florida, and I hadn't seen them in, I don't know how many years. They never met my kids, their great-grandkids. And I pretty much was miserable and told them, I'm taking my kids to freaking Florida. Well, of course, I'm a woman and I can't go alone.
Oh, that's right.
Of course, right? And, I can't be in charge because I'm the woman, right? Mm-hmm. So, thanks for the shit vacation, Ken. Usually, you pick a date. Yeah, you pack your shit. You have a list. You know where you're going to stop. You got a cooler full of food and snacks. You plan, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Kenny had to decide, well, if he's being forced to chaperone me to Florida, right? Mm-hmm. Like, stay home, motherfucker, right?
Right.
We were leaving the next morning.
What?
We were leaving the next morning.
Okay.
So, between trying to do laundry and pack for 4 people, because, the man can't pack for himself. Mm. No. And, of course, I had to make a Walmart run that wasn't possible because it's the middle of the night and I'm still doing laundry and trying to pack.
Oh, my gosh.
Knowing I can sleep in the truck because I only have so many hours until we're leaving, right?
Oh, my God.
Of course, you're in a blind panic. My mind wasn't at all good in a good place to begin with. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Road trip from hell. Forgot half of the shit I wanted to take. Would stop. We had no sunscreen.
Oh.
We didn't have flip flops. We didn't. Yeah. So yeah, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare trip, and it was nothing but me. I wish you would have stayed home. Wish you weren't here.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I went to see my grandparents, and my grandma went out and bought me a case of beer and hid it in the garage for me, and me and her would get drunk at night.
You and your grandma?
The one that's living here.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, that's who I went to visit.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yep, she would, and because they had a couple of beers in the fridge out, and you
Mm-hmm.
you live in Florida, you have a fridge in the garage for drinks and shit. And she had a couple of beers in there, and I'm like, Grandma, can I give you money? You can go get me a case, but don't tell Ken. So then Ken and the kids would go to bed, and me and Grandma would sit up and schwoozle our beer.
Schwoozle?
Schwoozle. And then we went to Disney, and of course it wasn't my money, it was Kenny's money. Paid out the ass for everything. Didn't know you could take your own food. You could take anything you wanted to Disney as long as it's not liquor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, if it was his money.
It was.
Oh, spend away.
Spend away. But yeah, we weren't supposed to be there, but we was. Are you kidding me? That's like my one friend. She asked me to get something out of her fridge, and I pulled open the crisper drawer, and it's full of pudding packs and string cheese and something else.
Oh yeah, you said all the forbidden stuff.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? She's like, oh, I just forgot to throw that away. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kenny, I have to post a picture of it. We weren't supposed to do sporting events and venues and all that good shit.
Oh, I remember that picture. You showed me that.
The one from when we went to watch a game?
Yep.
Yeah. Kenny's from New York, so we all had New York jerseys on. Yeah, and we won. And pedophile elder's big mouth almost got all our asses kicked until some big burly dude was like, I'd shut up around here if I was you.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you're walking out of a sports venue and you're face painted up against the other team and one of your people is talking shit, it's not good.
Not a good idea.
No. Oh, and little man and last year said, the prayer of faith works wonders. I guarantee you, it works wonders.
Oh, alrighty then.
He's getting shorter and shorter. Okay. Oh, they have a flashback on their timeline.
Oh, what does it say?
It says on June 29th, this day, House of God history, 6/29 of 73.
Of 73.
Yes. The name of God's work rediscovered.
Okay.
Little man found God's name
Okay.
back in 73. Said, I'm going to build an empire on this.
Cha-ching.
Well, I honestly wonder if, he started out doing good and then realized how much he could manipulate shit.
Or was he just a shyster the whole time?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Apparently he sold ice machines that didn't work. Damn well full knowing he filled them with ice before he left the house. What?
See, I'm going with shyster from the word go.
Yeah. Would you like something from a sermon?
Why not?
Okay. Pretend you're a part of the congregation.
Okay.
Okay. We are assigned to do the greatest work ever done in the history of the house of God. God calls us a little flock. It's set before us, he says, for you are going to be coming from all nations. Kings will bow down to you. They're going to honor you. All of this is going to take place in the next 18 months that we're in. Does doing that much work in that short amount of time sound unbelievable? It's not. That work could take place in a few days, and God could bring it about. He will. Watch and see. So we were down to 18 months. This was back in 2006.
Oh, God. Didn't happen.
Are you rehearsing last week's sermon?
Oh, geez. It actually says that.
Are you rehearsing?
Are you rehearsing? How do you rehearse a sermon?
I don't know. Maybe you keep repeating it over and over and over again.
Or maybe you act it out because you're living it. I don't know.
I don't know. Did you ever hear the advice, be the bigger person?
Mm-hmm.
That is bullshit advice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that?
Okay.
My bigness is not determined by my capacity to quietly absorb bullying, degradation, or abuse of any kind.
Yep. Good advice.
I've always been told, I'm learning all these things that I've been taught and told my entire life. And they're just not true when you actually think of it. You only live once. No, dumbass. You live every day. You only die once. I love when people do YOLO, you only live once. No, you live every day till you ain't got no more. You only die once. And right. Unless they do CPR on you and bring you back.
Okay, then technically it could be twice.
Technically, it could be... I don't know. Oh, and tell your kids that certain diseases run in the family, whether it's alcoholism, mental illness, drug addiction. A lot of these kids today, they have no idea that some of this stuff is hereditary or that mental runs in the family. Mm-hmm. My oldest son was like, well, thanks, guys, for letting me know crazy runs in our family. I've been crazy my whole life, thought it was just me. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, it's 2019, people. There are problems, there are solutions, and everybody stays quiet, Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because there's a lot of stigma involved with a lot of things.
End the stigma, people. End it. We've dealt with addiction in my family, and I talk to anybody and everybody about it. And somebody asked me once why, and I says, because maybe knowing that other people aren't alone, that other families have gone through shit. Still going through shit. Some people lose their children, and I hate to say it, but if anybody out there says, I don't know a single person who's an addict, you're a liar.
Yeah, you just don't know it.
Or you don't know it.
You don't know it. Yeah.
My grandma's 98, and she knows what was going on in our family for a long time, and thankfully, things are a hell of a lot better. It's taken years. But she asked me the one day, she says, do you mind if I talk to another resident, because her granddaughter was just picked up for being an addict and thrown in jail, and she hadn't seen the girl in forever. And, when she finally asked about her, why isn't she at the family functions? What's going on? Finally the family's like, this is what's happening,
Yeah.
The pictures of people in active addiction, they look horrible. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on this tangent.
That's okay.
I felt it important to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's about all I have. That's a very interesting website that you came across.
I did. I was just like, yeehaw. And he's a very good writer.
He is. And like I said, I didn't like him and his family too much. His one wife is friends with me on Facebook, and I'm going to try and get a hold of her later.
Okay. Cool.
But I didn't like her very much either. I love you now, sweetheart. But I think it's because of the misery she was living through and projecting it out.
Well, if you're miserable, you can't really be nice to other people because you're miserable with yourself.
Right. And you go, girl. She's married to another guy. They've just had an anniversary. They have a lot of fun. They go places. I am so happy. She said she's lost a ton of weight. She's starting to like herself again. That when she was there, she misery ate. I guess a lot of people do that. Mm-hmm. You're just miserable, so you eat. But yeah, it's possible to get your life back no matter what you're going through. Anything. I guess being in a cult could be considered an addiction also, because you're addicted to what you're hearing. Mm-hmm. You're addicted to, I'm going to die if I leave. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, parallels in life. Be kind, people. Stick your hand out. It don't hurt to help somebody else up. What do you get by kicking someone else in the teeth? Really. Life is not a race. I hope we all win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know that? I I do. I am rooting for every single person out there. And the only person I ever try to be better is the person I was yesterday. What can I do better? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh no, that's a good way to look at it.
We were down in Picklesburg, and there was a guy and his dog and begging. And,
oh.
In retrospect, it's the second time I've seen him. Why didn't I give him $1? I had one, and the dog was cute. I don't know.
No, the only thing you do is next time.
Right.
Like I mean, don't beat yourself up about what you can't change.
Right.
But kind of learn from it, and it's like, well, what can I do the next time?
Right. I'm gonna start carrying dog bones because it's the second time I've seen him down there, and the first time I saw him, I was coming from the convention center up that cutaway.
Yeah.
And just where all the traffic starts merging to get on the Hellion Bridge.
Yes.
The dog was laying there with a tennis ball in his mouth on a blanket, kind of posed. And it said something about, I forget what he was missing, but it said no bones. Like the dog didn't have any bones. So I'm going to start carrying doggy treats and doggy bones for homeless doggies.
Oh, that's really sweet.
I can't do great things, but I can do small things.
But it's little things, though.
It's the little things in life that matter. Like, I pass out candy to people, and I'm going to be passing out dog treats to dogs.
There you go. Cats
don't take much, do they? Cats don't accept shit, do they?
They're just pissy with the world.
I think so, yeah.
They're just like, don't bother me.
Anyway, guys, we got one more episode coming up before...
The party.
We were sitting here commiserating that we probably didn't win, but
we're still gonna go and have a good time.
I am gonna suck it up and put my big girl panties on. Screw that. I'm gonna go commando and put my shit kicker boots on. And I'm gonna get off my ass and not be scared, and I'm gonna call tomorrow and ask if all of the winners have been notified, because winners don't have to pay to get in. Right?
Right.
So, I mean, it's been 3 weeks. Anyway, guys, send us your Care Bear good vibes and hugs and wishes and thoughts and pagan prayers.
We will still have a good time. And
I have a shirt for you to wear, too.
You do?
Well, I got all them shirts.
But it's okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we can't.
It says wear red, white,
and black.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anybody out there who wants to meet up with us and talk quality shit and cry because we didn't win.
But you know what? Eat free food. Because they're going to have those
the tickets. You got to buy tickets. It's not technically free.
It's not, okay. But once you're in there...
We're throwing axes this year. Wear shoes that you can take off. Because you got to wear their stupid axe throwing shoes so you don't chop your toes off.
Oh, yeah. I'll throw an axe.
Hell yeah. We're going to throw axes this year. We didn't do it last year because we required taking our shoes off and we didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
This year we're taking our shoes off.
Okay.
We're going to throw axes.
We'll throw some axes.
And we're going to pretend that it's little man's head up there on the...
Maybe you can print... I wonder if you could print out a picture of it and just say, hey, do you mind if I put this up?
We'll even take our own tack and go, we have a podcast. We'll make you famous here in Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, good plan. High five. It's always good to have a
high five
plan. All right, guys. We'll be back Thursday.
Yes. It'll be a drinking episode.
Or Friday. We're not quite sure. But Thursday's my day off.
Yeah.
And I'm in Crackniggy anyway. Never heard it called that?
I just can't believe you said it.
Well, it's more heroin in the hood, but it's
you are on a roll.
I haven't had coffee. Shouldn't I be sluggish? I'm like all over the place.
Oh my God. It's like you've had 10 cups of coffee.
That's what happens when I don't have coffee.
Oh my God.
Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
All right, guys. I got to go find me some coffee. All I had today was water. I ran out the house going boom. So it's been Deb.
And Laura.
And we'll talk to you in a couple days.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.